Have you ever wondered why accuracy is so important in the pharmaceutical industry, especially when it comes to weighing substances? Well, that's what we're going to explore today as we introduce you to the fascinating world of USP Chapter 41. In the realm of pharmaceuticals, precision is paramount. When we're dealing with substances that can have profound impacts on human health, even the smallest discrepancy in a measurement can have significant consequences. This is where USP Chapter 41, a critical set of guidelines for balances, comes into play. USP, or the United States Pharmacopoeia, is a scientific non-profit organization that sets standards for the identity, strength, quality, and purity of medicines, food ingredients, and dietary supplements, which are enforced by the FDA. Chapter 41 of the USP specifically deals with balances, the instruments used for weighing. USP Chapter 41 is not just an arbitrary set of rules, it's a meticulously crafted guideline aimed at ensuring the highest standards of accuracy and measurement. It sets the bar high for balance calibration and performance, which are crucial for maintaining the integrity of the pharmaceutical industry. The importance of this chapter cannot be overstated. It's not just about getting the numbers right, it's about ensuring that the products being developed are safe, effective, and of the highest quality. It's about maintaining public trust in the pharmaceutical industry and ensuring that the medicines we rely on are produced to the most exacting standards. But USP Chapter 41 is more than a set of guidelines. It's a tool for continual improvement. It encourages the pharmaceutical industry to continually strive for better, more accurate measurements, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the pursuit of excellence. Now that we know the importance of USP Chapter 41, let's delve deeper into the sections of this chapter. Stay tuned as we unpack the intricacies of these guidelines and explore how they shape the world of pharmaceuticals. Together, we'll discover just how much goes into ensuring the accuracy and precision that underpins this vital industry. Scene script. Section 1 of USP, Chapter 41, deals with the requirements of balances, but what exactly are these requirements? Delving into the details, the first requirement is about the minimum weight. A balance must be able to accurately measure a weight as small as 820 micrograms. To put it simply, imagine a tiny grain of sand. If your balance can't measure that, it isn't up to the standard. Now let's talk about the concept of operating range. The balance must be able to operate within a specified range, which is typically from its minimum weight up to its capacity. The capacity refers to the maximum weight that the balance can measure accurately. All right, moving on, there's also a requirement about readability. The balance should be capable of providing a repeatable result within 0.1% of the actual weight. This means if you weigh something 10 times, the result should be pretty much the same each time, give or take a tiny fraction. Next, we have the two-system suitability tests. These are basically quality checks for the balance. The first test is called repeatability. It checks if the balance can give you the same result when you weigh the same item multiple times. The second test is called accuracy. It checks if the balance's measurements are correct when compared to a known standard. Now, just a quick note here, these tests should be performed with a test weight that is within the user's expected operating range. This means if you're usually weighing items around 50 grams, you should use a 50-gram test weight for these checks. In conclusion, the requirements of USP Chapter 41 are all about ensuring that balances are accurate, reliable, and fit for use in the pharmaceutical industry. They're not just arbitrary rules, but are designed to ensure the quality and safety of pharmaceutical products. With a good understanding of the requirements, we can now move on to the next section, which is about calibration. Calibration is a crucial component in ensuring the accuracy of balances. So, how does USP Chapter 41 guide us when it comes to calibration? Let's delve into the details. Calibration, in the context of balances, is a process that verifies the instrument's performance by comparison with a standard or reference. It's like a health check for your balance, ensuring it's performing at its best. USP Chapter 41 insists on the use of certified reference materials for calibration. These are materials with properties well characterized by metrological procedures, which means they are extremely precise. They are also traceable to specific standards, such as the International System of Units. This traceability provides an unbroken chain of comparisons, linking your work to a universally accepted standard. So once you have your certified reference materials, how do you perform a calibration? The process is straightforward. First, you need to clean the balance and its surrounding area. This is to ensure no dust or other particles interfere with the calibration. Then ensure the balance is level. An imbalanced balance can lead to inaccurate readings. Next, place the certified reference material on the balance. Record the reading, then remove the material and let the balance return to zero. Repeat this process 3 times. The aim here is to get a consistent reading each time. Once you've done this, compare your readings with the known value of the reference material. If the readings are within the acceptable range, your balance is calibrated correctly. If not, you may need to adjust the balance and repeat the process until you get consistent readings within the acceptable range. Remember, calibration is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process requiring regular checks to ensure your balance is still accurate. Having seen how calibration is done, it's time to look at the final section of USP Chapter 41, which is about performance verification. Let's continue our journey through this essential guide for pharma professionals. Performance verification ensures that the balance is working as it should. But what does USP Chapter 41 say about this? Well, let's dive in and find out. USP Chapter 41 outlines specific guidelines for performance verification. This process is an integral part of ensuring that balances consistently deliver accurate results. It essentially tells us if our balance is performing up to par or if it's time to call in a technician. So, how often should performance verification be done? According to USP Chapter 41, performance verification should be carried out at least once every 6 months. However, it's important to note that this is a minimum recommendation. Depending on the frequency of use and the sensitivity of your operations, more frequent verifications might be necessary. Now, what does performance verification involve? 2 key tests are highlighted in USP Chapter 41, the repeatability test and the accuracy test. The repeatability test is pretty straightforward. It involves weighing the same standard weight multiple times to ensure that the balance provides consistent readings. If the readings vary too much, your balance might need some attention. On the other hand, the accuracy test ensures that the balance gives a reading that is close to the actual weight. This is done by weighing a standard weight and comparing the reading to the known value of the weight. If there's too much deviation, it's a red flag that something's off with your balance. Remember, these tests are not just about ticking boxes. They're about ensuring that your balance is reliable and that your results are accurate. Because in the world of pharma, accuracy is not just important, it's essential. And there you have it, the performance verification as per USP Chapter 41. It's all about regular checks, repeatability, and accuracy. It's about ensuring that your balance, a vital tool in your operations, is always performing at its best. Now that we've covered all the sections of USP Chapter 41, let's summarize what we've learned. USP Chapter 41 might seem complex at first, but once broken down into sections, it becomes much easier to understand. Let's take a moment to summarize what we've covered today. This chapter of the United States Pharmacopoeia, or USP, is all about balances. These are vital instruments in the pharmaceutical industry, used for measuring the weight of various substances. The chapter outlines the necessary requirements for these balances, ensuring they are accurate, reliable, and fit for purpose. We've learned that the first section of Chapter 41, Requirements, stipulates that balances must be able to read to 5% of the smallest weight to be measured. It also states that the balance must be accurate within 0.10%. Furthermore, the requirements section tells us that the minimum weight should not be more than 20 times the standard deviation of repeatability. Moving on to the second section, calibration, we learned that calibration is crucial for maintaining the accuracy of a balance. This process involves comparing the readings of a balance with a known standard. The chapter mandates that this process should be done at regular intervals and that the calibration weight should be traceable to a national standard. Finally, we've explored the third section, performance verification. This section outlines the necessary steps to verify the performance of a balance. This includes repeatability tests and accuracy tests. The chapter also highlights the importance of carrying out these tests at the place of use rather than relying solely on manufacturers' calibration. In conclusion, USP Chapter 41 provides a comprehensive guide for the use of balances in the pharmaceutical industry. It helps ensure the accuracy and reliability of measurements, which is crucial in maintaining the quality and safety of pharmaceutical products. With this knowledge of USP Chapter 41, you are now better equipped to ensure accuracy in your pharmaceutical operations.